The OneFootball app has a brand new look, but all the same old features that are useful for an FPL manager. Get customized push notifications to receive team news, goal alerts, and more. Download it for free via the link in the description. A score of 62 points in Gameweek 7 has seen a green arrow up to around 110,000. There weren't many points at the back, with Alexander-Arnold and Justin coming the closest to clean sheets, each conceding a single goal. Liverpool restricted West Ham to 0 big chances, while only 3 teams conceded fewer than their 4 shots in the box during the game week. There were points all across the midfield aside from Heung-Min Son, who didn't register a shot in the box against Brighton. He had just 2 touches in the opposition's box, which 6 players in that match could better. Patience in Podence and Grealish paid off, while Salah converted from the penalty spot after drawing the foul himself. The Egyptian had 13 touches in the opposition's box during the game week, only Grealish managed more with 15. No player attempted more shots in total or from inside the box than the Aston Villa talisman. His side ranked top for shots in the box and on target during Gameweek 7, while only Leicester could better their 4 big chances. Ings continued his impressive start with a great strike from outside the box against Aston Villa, but was sadly later withdrawn after taking a knock to the knee. Jimenez was restricted to 2 fairly low quality shots against Crystal Palace, but it was a more dominant performance from Wolves in general, who created 3 big chances. Only Man City and Aston Villa took more than their 9 shots in the box during the game week. Tottenham's 2-1 win over Brighton saw Kane dispatch a penalty he'd won himself, before later missing a big chance, after Bale's flick on from a corner found him at the back post. It was the first game this season where the Spurs forward has failed to create a chance. So let's move on to the transfer plans ahead of Gameweek 8. Podence and Jimenez may have done just enough in the last couple of game weeks to save their places for another week, with the injured Danny Ings now having to take priority. It's been reported that his knee injury doesn't appear to be as serious as first thought, and he hasn't yet been ruled out of Gameweek 8, but with the game coming on Friday, it's hard to see him recovering in time. There are plenty of possible replacement options. Callum Wilson, Ollie Watkins and Patrick Bamford have all been on the watch list in recent weeks. But undoubtedly, the safest move is to make the simple switch to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who still managed to find the back of the net at Newcastle despite the absence of both Digne and Rodriguez. Only Bamford has landed more than his 7 shots on target in the last 4 game weeks. Everton's upcoming run is far from easy, but fixtures against Fulham, Leeds and Burnley in the next 4 still offer promise for goals. The longer term plan is to bring in Man City assets ahead of Gameweek 10, so rolling the second free transfer will hopefully give more flexibility to decide exactly how to go about doing that at a later date. With that being said, here's how the team is set to line up for Gameweek 8. McCarthy faces a Newcastle side that have scored just 4 goals in 3 away matches this season. Only West Brom have fashioned fewer than their 2 big chances on the road, and no side have landed fewer than their 5 shots on target. Based on those numbers, his Southampton teammate Walker Peters comes into the 11 to replace Justin. There's an ongoing temptation to downgrade Alexander-Arnold, but the underlying numbers are showing some improvement. The right-back has attempted 4 assists in the last 2 game weeks, while only Alioski and Ayling can better his 0.48 expected assist figure amongst defenders. Liverpool recorded just 0.32 expected goals conceded last game week, ranking behind only Arsenal and Spurs. Leeds had a game to forget against Leicester, but they've kept consecutive clean sheets away from home, against Aston Villa and Sheffield United. Crystal Palace have scored just 3 goals in the last 4 game weeks, with only West Brom and Burnley faring worse, which again bodes well for Ayling. The midfield doesn't look great this game week on paper, with all 4 players facing away matches, though Heung-Min Son is up against a West Brom side that have slipped down to 18th in the table, after losing 2-0 to Fulham. No side have conceded as many as their 16 goals this season, while only Fulham and Leeds can equal their 17 big chances conceded. Salah and Grealish remain in the side due to their favourable fixtures to come beyond this game week, as well as their impressive form. Over the last 4 game weeks, the Aston Villa captain has had 4 big chances. Only Salah and Son have had more amongst midfielders, with 5. Podence has potentially saved himself with that goal against Crystal Palace last game week, after passing the eye test without picking up returns since Gameweek 2. The Wolves number 10 has landed 5 shots on target in the last 4 game weeks, Only Rashford, Grealish and Salah have managed more amongst midfielders. After the next 2 game weeks, it may be an option to move him on to Phil Foden for Man City's fixture swing from Game Week 10. The injury to Ings looks set to save Jimenez for another game week, although it would be an option to instead sell him to Calvert-Lewin if Ings is able to recover in time for Friday. The Mexican very much remains on the chopping block and continues to feed off scraps. He's managed just 4 shots in the box over the last 4 game weeks, but has hit the target 5 times. Although Leicester shipped just 1 goal to Leeds last game week, they allowed them 4 big chances, which bodes well for the Wolves attackers. Only Bamford has landed more shots on target than Kane in the last 4 game weeks, amongst forwards. The England captain has amassed 5 goals and 3 assists in that time, averaging 10.8 points per game. With tough matchups elsewhere in the side, captaincy in Gameweek 8 will certainly go to one of the Spurs attackers. There's just 1 FPL point separating the pair over the last 4 game weeks, and on any given day either of them could come out on top. But Kane has the superior expected goals and expected assist figures, so it's likely to be the forward who takes the armband.